If you've been on YouTube in the past 6 months, you've likely seen this, the Insta360 Go 3. Maybe you've seen it like that because it lives in a cute little case sort of thing. I think it's been marketed as mostly an action camera, and I think that does a disservice to this little dude. I am not an action person. Clearly. I think this is such a versatile camera, it's well worth hearing me out. I'm in Costa Rica right now, I've been here for nearly a month. I've filmed with this almost every single day, and I've done some action-y things, I've done some photography things, I've done some vlogging things, and this has blown me away. There are pros, there are cons, and it is not for everyone, but it may just be for you. Now, the biggest thing that you need to know about this camera is it has a completely square 1x1 sensor. And the benefit of this is you can reframe things after you've shot it. So it levels out, look at this. This is my view. And you can turn it all the way around, and it will level. You can have it horizontal, you can have it vertical, you can add in motion up or down or left or right, whatever you fancy. What is the benefit of that? Well, if you like to share things online, you will have inevitably come across the age-old problem. Do we film it this way and share it on Instagram, or do we share it this way and share it on YouTube or whatever? The vertical versus horizontal gate is the bane of everyone's existence. With this, you can film it safe in the knowledge that you don't have to film anything twice. This is particularly wonderful for time-lapse. I love time-lapse in general, but I think adding motion to a time-lapse just makes it even better. So with this, I can have a vertical copy for Instagram, I can have a horizontal copy for when I add it into a YouTube video, and I can also add motion in. The camera doesn't need to move, it's just keyframing from one point to the other. Even doing sunset and sunrise time lapses is wonderful because it ramps it automatically for you. You don't have to get up and change the settings. And best feature ever, this has a timer in it, and I set a timer for 5 a.m. and set a time lapse running for 2 hours. And at 5 a.m. it turned on, did the job, and then at 7 it turned off. Like, how many times, if you're into time lapse, how many times have you been up at the crack of dawn to start your camera off? How many times have you been changing the settings every 20 minutes so you can ramp the exposure? This makes time lapses so simple you can literally stay in bed. I wish more cameras did that. So time lapse aside, because you know, not everyone's into time lapse, but wait, there's more. Let's talk about the mounting options and how genius they are. The one that I used on the balcony is this dude. This is, I think, called like a monkey tail or something. And the way that you connect it is there's little clippies on the back of this, and they clip onto here, and then my goodness, that does not come off. To take it off, you have to press the buttons to pull it apart. And then the cool part of this is both that and this part do the same thing. So whether you want the tiny little thing, which is completely waterproof, I might add, I'll get onto that in a minute, or the bigger thing for more functionality, you can connect everything to all the different mounts. I had the full dude on my head when I was zip wiring and canyon swinging. The footage is great, the battery life was tremendous, I just left it rolling and I knew that it was doing its job. That worked because it's also completely GoPro mount adaptable, compatible. So I have a couple of GoPro accessories, I've always bought them for a long time, and you know, you've seen that sort of thing. Well, all of the Insta360 accessories work with that. So thankfully at the zip wiring place, they just had GoPro mounts on some of the helmets. I picked one of those helmets and then I was completely self-sufficient. And even better, right, this is not to bash GoPro because I've used GoPro for a long time, but just as a comparison, you could hire GoPros at the zip wiring place and all of the staff before they set you off were trained to like angle it properly, and they were doing it with mine because they thought it was a GoPro. Because this is shooting such a wider field of view, you can angle the footage down if it isn't perfect, you can angle it up if it isn't perfect, you can create vertical or horizontal, as I've said. In those action scenarios, it is so versatile. There is basically no way that you're going to miss the shot because it's capturing everything around you. Also, that canyon swing was bloody terrifying. I think I managed it with grace, but my beautiful friend Rebecca went before me, and this was the scream that she let out. Let's do a quick audio test. It's quite echoey in here, but you do have your front-facing screen, which is quite nice, so you can use it as like a vlog. Hello, this is the audio from the Insta Go 3. Hi. And this is the audio from the mic that I'm using. It's not terrible. This isn't the best environment in the world to test this, but it should give you an idea. There are other mounts that are wonderfully, wonderfully innovative, and my favorite is this one. So it's a magnet that can go underneath your shirt, and now you have a perfectly wonderful POV camera. I have struggled for many years to find the perfect POV photography angle. I've tried everything because I'm a woman. Sometimes chest mounts point in the wrong direction. It doesn't work. I've tried having different cameras on my camera strap and everything's a little bit wonky. This, at long last, works as a POV angle for my street photography and my camera reviews. So if you're into that, this is a wonderful, wonderful option. Another way that you can capture your day-to-day life is using the hat mount. I did this when I went kayaking. My goodness, I think the footage is so cool. And the main real benefit of all of these different mounts, at no point during any of these excursions was I thinking about filming or capturing content. I was just pressing record and letting it go. And that is worth its weight in gold. If you are a person that captures your life, whether that's through photography or video, you must have experienced moments when you make that decision in the moment where it's like, do I photograph this sunset or do I sit here and experience it? Do I capture this moment with my family or do I put my camera down and, you know, be in it with them? With cameras like this, you no longer have to choose. You can set it and forget it and know that it's capturing all the angles that you need, and you can experience that moment to the fullest extent and forget about the camera. Do not do what Emily does with this. She made a terrible, terrible mistake. This part is perfectly waterproof. This part is just splash proof. This is not strong enough if you want to wear it when you're swimming with waves. The first wave just took it. I was mortified. It was like day 3 of the holiday and I thought, how on earth am I going to review this? I've basically got no footage whatsoever. And this landed, it doesn't float, this landed at the bottom of the sand, which was also white. And by some happy miracle, one of the group found it. Thank you so much. So if you are going in the ocean with this, get a floating accessory, hollow on the inside so it floats, and you've got a wrist strap and you can just attach it at the top. It's not going anywhere and you're safe. I use this on the catamaran, jumping off the top of the boat and having some fun in the ocean, and it was really, really good fun. Because this is actually magnetic in and of itself, it gives you a lot of fun mounting options. Just double check that, you know, it's secure before you leave it to its own devices, but you know, you can attach it to all kinds of things. I attached the predecessor, the Go 2, to a lamppost in Amsterdam, which I thought was really cool. Between all of the accessories and the fact that this is magnetic, you've got loads of options to get really interesting angles. This is where it really shines. If you want to get interesting, unique angles, this camera is second to none. Another example of don't do what Emily does, but it all worked out in the end, so it's okay, is I went to the whitewater rafting, assuming like the zip wire place that I could just put it on the helmet. Unfortunately, they didn't have those attachments. So I used a hair tie to go through these and I attached it on my life jacket. It is a testament to how great the horizon leveling is on this and how versatile the square sensor is, because it wasn't even on a proper mount, and the fact that I got any usable footage from the whitewater rafting was insane. Also, that was terrifying. One thing I love about this is you can monitor what you're doing wirelessly. So you can set this up, for instance, over here while it takes a time lapse, and you can see exactly what the camera is seeing. You can frame everything before you press record. It's so seamless. There's nothing that you have to do to connect or disconnect. Just as soon as you take it out, it automatically works. I think there's no getting around the fact that this is a very small censored camera. Some camera sensors are bigger than this entire blooming camera. Yes, there are pros and cons. There are struggles in low light. It is not the best in low light. But if you are outside, out and about, it does great. Is it going to be the best you've ever seen? No. But what you get in return is the versatility, the places that you can put this that you can't put other cameras. So it really depends on how much that aspect of it appeals to you versus the overall picture quality. So is this for you? Well, as you can see, it's great as an action camera. It's great for waterproof adventures.
Always wash the camera.
If you want to capture more of your life and not be removed from it, I think this is the best camera I've ever used for that. If you're looking for a fun way to add different angles into your content, brilliant. If you are a photographer who wants to share their process, using this as a POV camera is also great. The battery life is so ridiculous. You get up to 45 minutes when you're shooting standalone. And then if you need to recharge it, pop it in here, and when that light is red, it's automatically charging. And that's one criticism, I suppose, because when it does charge and the red light comes on, it sometimes looks like it's recording when it's not. If it flashes, then it's recording. If it's steady, it's charging. That's tripped me up a few times.
I do lots and lots of clips like this where I just pull it out of my bag and it's recording.
So all in all, I've thoroughly enjoyed using this camera. I've captured some memories for life, whether it's something more adventurous that I want to look back on, or whether it's just wandering around a butterfly sanctuary and sort of seeing it as I saw it with my own eyes. It's like the closest thing you can get really to seeing something as you saw it. If capturing memories in those candid ways appeals to you, you cannot go wrong with this camera. Check out the links below if you'd like to learn more about the Insta360 Go 3. And check out my other Costa Rica videos on my channel.